Thanks for getting me here, and let's see if I can tell you a little bit about our use of ODK at Guyana Power and Light. We're the main electric utility in Guyana. For those who couldn't find us before, we're on the northern coast of South America, and though we're about 200 kilometers away from the Caribbean Sea, we consider ourselves a Caribbean nation, as an example. GPL, the short form, we serve about 90% of the population, which is located basically along the coast of Guyana, about 300 kilometers worth of coast. The problem is a simple one, really. There are a couple of aspects of why we came to ODK, but the basic one is initial data capture is often database. So even though we have computerized systems, the initial data capture and then the transcription and all the other steps, headaches, and delays are part of the process, and ODK offer the way out of that. Now, it should be mentioned, you can probably find today sophisticated two-way work management systems that you can purchase perhaps for lots of money that would use special devices and the like. And ODK offered the possibility of being a lot less expensive using retail devices, and important for me, being able to just simply latch on to the existing processes, some of which are poor and inefficient, but latch on to the existing processes so as not to have to go through the headache, because it is a headache, of changing the way people work, because there is a lot of opposition to that. So with just in a little time, we could get up and running. At the moment, the system looks like this. ODK does the data capture. Of course, you can analyze it in Excel. We do the GIS work on using QGIS, and at the moment we're building a data warehouse we're building it in MariaDB, and we use Power BI to consume that as well. So the many uses, I just listed a few of them here. Meter installations as an example. So a team turns up at your house to install your meter to give you the power. They record their action using that. So we can also get a GPS position to know where did they install the meter, that sort of thing. Fault response, the same thing. Customer calls with a fault. The team that comes to your home or your building records what they did when they did it using the same way. But aside from field work in sort of classic terms where you need GPS position, we've also started using it just for generation stations, which obviously do not move, but getting them to send in their reports using it. Because the simple thing about ODK we find is that if it was a paper form, it can instead now be a digital form. So writing, you can tap, swipe, and type to do that. So that's the uses that we do. And these are some of the outcomes. We now get more consistent, more comprehensive data in the same place. And for me, you get it directly from the source. You get it from the guy who did the work, rather than a piece of paper that he passed on to a supervisor, who then passed on to a manager, who then passed on to, et cetera, et cetera. You get it directly from the source, and you get it via one method, because previously it would come in on emails, it would come in on phone calls, et cetera. It's now coming in one method and one place. So we get our classic. Everybody's seen the ODK collect interface. From that, we can produce products like this, which is supposed to help managers do their work better. So track daily progress, see how well they're doing. This is a Power BI-based dashboard of fault response. And then, of course, because they're collecting geospatial data at the same time, we can map that data as well, which can also begin to show us patterns, like areas where we're, in this case, for instance, clusters of problems are popping up. So these are some of the benefits we get from doing that, and including the third one, which is invoicing, because some of our work is done by contractors. And sometimes there's a discrepancy between what the contractor said he did and what is recorded as yet in the database. But now, because the contractor is filling in the database right there on site, if he did it, well, there's a record of it. So that becomes a lot easier to check payments and that sort of thing. Metering, the same thing. We get a data set collecting the various things that the metering teams need to collect. And each form is designed not by my division, but is designed by the end users, really. We sit with them to design their forms. And of course, we can produce a helpful dashboard to let them follow their work. And we can produce maps. In this case, this is a map which is done with other agencies. And that's another thing, another use of ODK as well. It allows you to incorporate your work alongside other agencies. Thank you.